we go. Okay, well, probably all of you have heard of Twilight, the series. Basically, a brief overview for those who aren't familiar, which is whatever. It's like a relationship of forbidden love between Edward Cullen, a vampire, and Bella, who is the social outcast of the story. And these stories are about courage, commitment, strength, and determination. And Edward Cullen basically embodies the essence of a perfect character. He has a 4.0 average. He can get into colleges like Dartmouth really easily. And he's really good to Bella. And despite what you may think, like, many of you may be like, oh, he can easily kill her in 1 minute. But that's the thing. He can easily kill her, that he doesn't. And he has the strength and willpower to prevent that. And he can also speak 5 different languages. And basically that shows he's really studious and he's a really hardworking person. And just to clarify, we're arguing for Edward Cullen, the character in the books, not Robert Pattinson, the actor. So you can't judge by using appearances.
And come on, you guys, like, this is Edward Cullen. He is the epitome of hotness. He has a larger fan club than Harry Potter. Who has ever heard of Team Harry Potter? Nobody. There's a Team Edward, and on top of that, like, if you say that Harry Potter has sold more books, that's because there are, what, 7 books in the series, and how many books are there in Twilight? So that's an unfair judgment. In addition to that, Edward is magical. He doesn't need a wand to have to, like, control his powers or whatever. He has superhuman speed, and his senses are amazing.
And he can read people's thoughts in the room.
Exactly. Like, he saved Bella from basically dying. He saves Bella every single time. He protects her from the Volturi on top of that. Yeah, and basically his family is really hot. Yeah, just put that out there. I'm not sure really. Oh, another point. Edward is immortal, while Harry, in 90 years, he's going to be wrinkly and he's going to die. Sorry, but that's just how life is, okay? Edward Cullen, he's going to be young forever. He's going to be 17, and he's going to be with Bella forever. So, we yield our time to questions.
How much time do we have?
2 minutes, 30
Any questions?
The speaker mentioned that he knows like 5 different languages, I think. And would the speaker agree that it took him like 107 years to learn those languages?
Well, he had to do something with the extra time. I mean, let's say if Harry had that extra time, he probably wouldn't spend it on education. He'd spend it messing around and getting into trouble like he always does.
I mean, if you think about it, like, at least Edward wasn't being a lazy bum. He actually went out and, like, wanted to learn different cultures and different languages, so I don't see any problem in that.
You.
Do you think men who sparkle are hot?
Definitely. Definitely.
You.
You mentioned a point with how Harry Potter had about 7 books. From what my sister told me, there was also a great many about Twilight, about maybe 5 or so.
There's 4 books on Twilight.
Yeah. I mean, if you compare them, 4
Ratio
versus
4
7.
to 7, that's almost like half.
But not.
All right,
math genius.
Okay, it's 4/7 of Harry Potter.
That's not the whole thing, though.
I personally think loyalty is a good characteristic to have in a person, but if I recall correctly, didn't Edward break Bella's heart and like leave, and then like Harry Potter stayed loyal throughout like all of his time there? So.
Edward he didn't betray Bella. He was leaving to protect her. He didn't want her to suffer a life through as long as his, because he didn't want her to go through that kind of pain. So it wasn't out of betrayal that he left her, it was out of care.
And as you know, sometimes like people, they think that they're right, but what they think might not necessarily be good for both of the people in the relationship. So Edward thought that what he was doing was going to benefit Bella, but I mean that was just a mistake on his part. He did come back, just saying. He did come back.
You say that Edward Cullen repeatedly saves Bella, but Harry Potter saves the world. The world.
Well, he also protects the entire vampire species from being, like, revealed to,
On top of that,
everyone.
Edward, he has, even though he's a vampire, he has a very unique sense of morale. He actually protects humans from being killed by vampires. So, and Bella is his world.
Ramon.
Will the moderator allow a two-part question? Have the speakers seen 2 movies, or the movies per book?
Yes, yes, but we're not talking about the movie yet.
Well, I am.
Okay, but we're not. Are you? All right, go ahead.
In the Twilight movies, from what I've heard. Edward Cullen and Robert Pattinson drives amazingly awesome cars, and Harry Potter drives a cleaning product. Does you agree that driving a broom around London is whack?
Alright. Can either of the speakers please cite a straight man that sparkles?
Men here, okay? Vampire. He's not. He's allowed to sparkle, Brian, okay? Because he's a vampire.
Wish he sparkled like that.
Is the speaker aware that Edward Cullen was a virgin for the first 100 years of his life?
Does that have to do with anything? Isn't Harry also a virgin?
No, he got James pregnant and
This is a
He got Bella pregnant too. Yeah, but after 100 years. So are you saying he got pregnant earlier?
Let's keep it a little more PG. It's on tape. The doors are open. Butter, how much time left?
We have a minute left.
Any questions?
No, wait, I still haven't.
Oh, no. Matt.
Isn't it true that Harry Potter can mess up or even kill someone without even touching them?
Yes, it is true.
Be cool.
That's pretty dangerous. Yeah, it's really bad.
Ramon.
Edward Cullen, in the Twilight books, he has different supernatural powers, and one of them being he is supernaturally good looking, while Harry Potter has a permanent scar on his face. Do speakers personally find guys with big scars on their faces attractive?
Not
No, absolutely not.
I do.
Any other questions? Yes.
Okay, you mentioned that Edward is trying to protect Bella from living forever, so are you agreeing that being immortal is a bad thing?
No, we're saying that he was only trying to act, like, for Bella's benefit. Like, regardless of the situation, he was thinking the best for her.
We, the speakers, do not have any opinion on immorality. I mean, immortality.
You don't have any opinion on either one.
But, like, Edward thought that immortality was a bad thing for Bella because she would have to see all of her friends and loved ones die. And he didn't want her to go through that.
Any more questions? All right. I shall yield the time to myself.